What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT, and we had some pretty big news just drop on a NeoGaf forum, and it basically exposes what Microsoft's going to be doing for the next 18 or so months. Smash JT. Now, I do want to be clear, this is a rumor, nothing is guaranteed, and like all leaks leading up to E3, take it with a grain of salt. The reason why I'm bringing this one to you is it seems a lot more realistic than anything that I've seen leading up to this point, and honestly, it's pretty exciting if this comes to fruition. So, let's check it out. This post comes to us from Braldryr on NeoGaf, and it says, "Hello everyone, it's that time of year again, but most importantly, it's the time of year for new, powerful, magical, and thrilling brand new era of video games, blah 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 blah." Okay. Before we dive into the future, I want to make a quick disclaimer that things are always subject to change, and I tell you may be happening today, maybe change tomorrow, in a week, a month, or even a year, shifted around. I am by no means any sort of god or fortune teller. I am just a person who, let's just say, knows many people. Some would rather argue that I know too many people. I'm not doing this for attention or anything like that. I'm doing this because I love this industry and I love video games just as much as all of you here. Whether you're a Nintendo fan, Sony fan, Xbox fan, or just a gamer in general who enjoys everything, there are people out there who are super anxious on wanting to know what's happening in the future, including myself. This is 100% for you guys and gals. Okay, I'm done mumbling now. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. Halo Infinite, info dump and new trailer, and holiday 2020 release. Cross-generational. Okay, all of that makes perfect sense, and I could see that being the case. Gears 5, which we already know about, full gameplay reveal, demo walkthrough, and multiplayer. September release date is indeed real. I knew about this before the leak happened. Alright, I could deal with a Gears 5 September release date. Gears Tactics, info dump, and new trailer and release date for PC later this year. What about for Xbox? That's interesting. I mean, I'm excited about Gears Tactics, but for PC later this year, okay. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Final trailer with final release date for later this year. That is very exciting. Bleeding Edge, Ninja Theory's next game. I'm hearing two conflicting reports. One stating that it's a co-op horde-like sci-fi shooter with aliens across different planets and intense boss fights. And another saying it's an arena multiplayer PvP game. God, I hope it's not another one of those. Have no 100% confirmation yet on what exactly it is. One thing's for sure is that it is indeed a game in the sci-fi universe, and most likely a cross-gen title as well for 2020. That sounds like speculation, but okay. The Outer Worlds, info dump, new gameplay trailer, and release date, okay. And Cyberpunk 2077, a lot of people looking forward to that. Progress update, new gameplay trailer, and targeted release date. Alright, Age of Empires 4, info dump, gameplay reveal, 2020 release. Fable, nothing new or real secret at this point. Honestly, worst kept secret. This was leaked back at the end of 2017, 2018 on Eurogamer, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's true. It was said that Playground is working on an open world game, and then later speculated it was Fable. However, it was not confirmed that was 100% Fable, but rather just an open world RPG. Some people are hoping that it's not Fable and a brand new open world RPG IP, and of course, the Fable fans do want it to be Fable. However, I can confirm that it is indeed a Fable game. Some speculate it's actually Fable 4, but the reality is that it's the new beginning for the Fable franchise, so it's a reboot of the series. This game started development late 2017, and it's been in development now for a little over 2 years. It is in a next-gen game only, and you will most likely not see it until 2021 at retail at the earliest. You will see a glimpse of a small teaser trailer, most likely this year's E3, and 2020 you'll see much more of the game. I mean, as far as Fable's concerned, very exciting, but the series itself kind of got tiring to me personally, so I'd be looking forward to an entire series reboot from scratch. I'd hate to see them continue a Fable 4, but that remains to be seen. Sea of Thieves, Joe Neate and Mike Chapman confirmed in one of their recent dev updates on their official Sea of Thieves YouTube channel that they will be in teaser mode for the upcoming Sea of Thieves content at this year's E3. Alright, well that's already out of the bag for that one. Battletoads, here we go. They were announced last year with a 2019 release date. We will see some gameplay and finally see how the game looks, plays, and feels along with a final release target as well. That is one game I definitely have my eye on, and no matter what, I'll be playing it because I am a sucker for all things Battletoads. Project xCloud, info dump, public test dates, rollouts. This will be Microsoft's one of the biggest, if not biggest, focus this year prior to next-gen system launches. This is where we will be helping them get ready for a solid year or so before new systems get out in the wild. So, interesting. I wonder if now that they've signed an agreement with Sony, if they might even invite Sony on stage to talk about Project xCloud, if it's going to be cross-platform and things like that. There's a lot of potential with Project xCloud. Xbox Lockhart and Xbox Anaconda, Scorpio-style reveal, similar to E3 2016 Scorpio. No physical look of the console, but a baseline of specs including teraflops, RAM, bandwidth, CPU, SSD, and of course, ray tracing. This is considered a small reveal, full reveal most likely next year. We're still a year and a half from the launch of the new gen, and there will still be many third-party, first-party titles to come on the current gen systems. But yes, the tease and the obvious semi-reveal at this point is well on its way. It's going to be a big party, with Microsoft being the only console manufacturer that's holding a physical E3 conference this year. Expect a lot of new third-party stuff. Okay, so that is the intro to what we either knew was coming or expected to be going on. What has a chance of happening? All right, this is where stuff gets interesting, and these things that I'd like to consider rather high probability of happening. Based off what I've heard, saw, conversations had, none of this is confirmed, so take it with a grain of salt. Mech Assault Mech Game Reveal. Microsoft owns the rights to Mech Assault. For those who do not know, there's a very high chance that a new mech game has been in the works and will finally be revealed here. That would be awesome. Next Forza game, reveal. It's been a while since Turn 10 has showcased anything, and this year they're skipping Forza, most likely to release with next-gen systems next year as a first-party next-gen racing experience. Very good chance of a tease or reveal. Capcom, next big title, reveal. Every year in every E3, and honestly this whole generation, Capcom has been on an insane roll of satisfying their fans and fulfilling their dreams. Shortly after the release of Resident Evil 2 Remake, rumors of RE8 and RE3 remakes started popping up all over the web. Capcom has also other titles under their belt, and they've recently said that Dead Rising is still an important franchise to them this day. While I do not know which game they'll be revealing, I do know that they're going to be doing what the fans want, and yes, they never ever denied the existence of Dino Crisis and stated not too long ago on their official Twitter that they would love to do it depending on how the fans feel about it. A lot of people wish Dino Crisis. Thanks everyone, hope these wishes come true someday. So yeah, clearly there's going to be another Dino Crisis. They would not tease that just to screw people over. There's either going to be a remaster, a remake, or a brand new Dino Crisis, which I'm hoping for the latter, but I'd be happy with any of the above. Or who knows, maybe they're working on something completely new and unexpected. So basically he's saying, I have no clue what Capcom is doing, but one of these things is a high likely possibility, or it might not be. Okay. More Japanese games teams. Last year's E3 had quite a lot of Japanese developers at the stage. I expect more of the same this year, with a few surprises as well. What has small possibility of happening? Far future projects, tiny chances of being teased, either here, most likely next year. Next generation rare IP. Okay, he goes into a lot of mumble jumble here, basically saying the next game they tease is going to be similar to something along the lines of Sea of Thieves, but ultimately comes to the consensus that a Perfect Dark reboot is being made. A reboot of the franchise, but this time in third person as opposed to first person. Not being developed by Rare, but supervised by Rare. A Perfect Dark reboot, third person perspective, not being made by Rare, but being supervised, overseen the project by Rare. I don't know how I feel about that. I love the original Perfect Dark. I think that's a lot of potential there, but then switching it up to a third person game, I don't even know how that would work. More along the lines of Gears of War, I guess. Interesting. Xbox Game Studios. I know of 3 studios that have been approached at some point in time either for an offer or an actual acquisition that's currently being processed. IO Interactive. Rumors about this started to flow around last year. Weird thing is, IO Interactive actually expanded and did open up a new office in a different country in January, so I'm kind of confused on what's actually happening. Relic Entertainment. I could see that. Relic was formerly under the umbrella of THQ before that dissipated. I could totally see Microsoft buying the studio of Age of Empires 4. I could see Microsoft doing that. They want a studio dedicated to real-time strategy games, and they're also the ones making Age of Empires 4 for them exclusively at the moment. However, Sega is a bit of a barricade right now. Interesting. Asobo, he says, I don't know much about the studio myself, but I heard from sources they're in talks. If any of the studios actually end up getting purchased, I'm not sure if all of them would be announced at E3. From personal speculation, that would be the best place to do it. Yes, it would. Asobo made A Plague Tale and Quantum Break. And let me see, what else did they make? Zoo Tycoon, Disney Adventures. So they've made a bunch of games. The Crew 2, some massive AAA titles, and some a little bit more generic. Young Conquer? I've never even heard of this game. Young Conquer invades your living room. Oh, it's for HoloLens. Okay. That's probably why I never heard of that. Not happening. 2 studios that I know for a fact are not being purchased. CD Projekt Red and Creative Assembly. Okay, I wouldn't imagine Microsoft buying CD Projekt Red. That would be crazy. Blue Point, rumored. Okay, Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater. Platinum Games, I could not see that happening. I mean, anything is on the table, but if anyone were to buy Platinum Games, I would think it'd be Nintendo, not Microsoft. That is interesting. 4A Games, Russian, UK. Yeah, that does the Metro franchise. Another one of the under the umbrella of former THQ. So, yeah, a lot of potential here with these leaks and his thoughts regarding them. Seems legitimate enough. I could see a lot of this coming to fruition, and as far as the games and things that he talks about here, it makes sense. Capcom being there announcing Dino Crisis, yeah, I could see that. Next Forza Motor, yeah. Mech Assault, yeah. None of this is completely out of the question. The Perfect Dark reboot, that one is confusing to make it a third-person experience, but they've already remade Perfect Dark on the Xbox 360. They remastered it, so rebooting it and completely changing the actual gameplay, switching the camera perspective, that would be really the only direction they could go with it because they've already remastered the game. I mean, how many times can you remake a game? So yeah, I could see that happening. I don't know how well it would work out, but I'm intrigued. Battletoads is obviously coming. We all know that's going to be there. They already teased that last time. So I'm looking forward to Project xCloud, seeing what they have to say about that, and if Sony is going to be a part of that whatsoever. I know Sony said they're not attending E3, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were some sort of joint announcement on stage with them, similar to what Ubisoft did with Nintendo on that Star Fox game coming to the Nintendo Switch last year. I could totally see that happening. Something along the lines of what we're doing with xCloud and how this is going to be cross-system compatible with the cloud and what it's going to be able to do and all those things. I'm just spitballing here, but there's a lot of potential with that. So this is the unofficial, official NeoGaf leak, the calm before the storm from Braldryr, Braldryr, on NeoGaf. Lots of interesting stuff here, and yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. Interested to hear what you guys have to say about this, what you're excited about, what you were hoping for, and if this has pretty much everything you expected or if it's missing anything. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
Smash,